Well, in a dramatic cabinet reshuffle, the UK Prime Minister Rishi Sunak sacked his Home Secretary Suella Braverman, replacing her with the Foreign Secretary James Cleverly. But the bigger surprise, the former UK Prime Minister David Cameron was given the post of Foreign Secretary. Cameron will take the seat in the House of Lords to enable him to take up the post, as he is no longer an elected member. Cameron, 57, served as Prime Minister from 2010 to 2016, resigning after the outcome of the Brexit referendum when Britain voted to leave the European Union. David Cameron had headed the campaign to stay in Europe. Braverman's sacking comes just days after she accused the Metropolitan Police Department of showing double standards in the way they treat protesters. Braverman was referring to the ongoing pro-Palestinian protests in London. Suella Braverman has been one of the most controversial cabinet ministers in the UK government. Her policies to control the entry of illegal migrants and housing of asylum seekers in particular have seen a string of protests and criticism. Braverman's frequent controversial comments seem to have tarnished Sunak's already strained image. Her sacking also comes at a point when UK's controversial flagship immigration policy will face its sternest test this week. On Wednesday, the country's top court will rule whether the Rishi Sunak government's plans to deport asylum seekers to Rwanda is lawful or not. However, Braverman still remains extremely popular within the Tory party, which means Sunak could witness a political storm within the Conservative Party. Braverman says she will have more to say in due course. Meanwhile, Junior Health Minister Neil O'Brien also announced he is leaving the government to focus on his constituency work. And earlier we spoke to Andrew Whitehead, who is a historian, author and former BBC senior journalist, about David Cameron's entry into politics once again.
This is a huge surprise. We've only found out in the last 2 or 3 minutes. So David Cameron, who was Conservative Prime Minister for 5 years but stood down after the Brexit referendum in 2016, he's coming back to politics. He's going to be the new Foreign Secretary. He's not even a Member of Parliament. So Rishi Sunak is doing something really quite surprising. He is appointing David Cameron to the House of Lords, and David Cameron is going to be Foreign Secretary from the House of Lords rather than the House of Commons. This is strikingly unusual in British politics. I can't remember the last time when a very senior figure in government was a member of the House of Lords rather than the elected House of Commons. And of course, bringing back an old leader, some would say an old and failed leader. After all, he resigned in disappointment and really disgrace, and to some extent, after losing the Brexit referendum, is not what you expect in politics. So on all sorts of level, a real shock here.
WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.